Welcome to this explainer, proudly presented by Global AI Group. We are so glad you're here. Today, we're looking at a massive paradox for leaders. How exactly do you encourage relentless innovation while still maintaining flawless daily execution? It's a tricky balance, so let's get right into it. Evolve or die. That's the universal business mandate right now, isn't it? Every single organization out there wants innovation. With generative AI, emerging tech, and shifting customer expectations moving at just breakneck speeds, innovation isn't just a fun corporate buzzword anymore. It is literally your baseline for survival. Okay, let's dive into this, because here is where we hit a really surprising speed bump. Can you actually have too much innovation? Well, the answer is absolutely yes. Unstructured innovation can actually turn into a massive organizational problem. It sounds completely counterintuitive, right? We're constantly told to innovate, innovate, innovate. But when that exploration lacks structure, it just creates deep confusion, it wastes valuable resources, and it sets up this frustrating battlefield of competing priorities. So the question isn't whether we should innovate, the real question is how we manage it. Section 1. The danger of distraction, when innovation becomes a problem. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it perfectly illustrates the painful chain reaction that happens when teams just constantly experiment without any focus. We call this the cascade of chaos. Picture a team trying to integrate 3 different large language models while simultaneously trying to launch a new core product. Suddenly, they're pursuing way too many initiatives. Resources fragment, priorities blur, and ultimately, core execution suffers because everyone's playing in the sandbox instead of actually shipping the product. Without strict direction, innovation goes from being your competitive advantage to a massive distraction. So we need a new target. Enter sustainable innovation. Think of this as the exact intersection where wild creativity meets strict discipline. It's where exploring new ideas ultimately supports measurable business outcomes. You absolutely want your teams to feel comfortable exploring. You want that creative spark. But those ideas must be strictly accountable to the business. It has to be measured by actual value creation, not just frantic, unstructured activity. Moving on to Section 2, the leadership framework, guiding the vision. A lot of times managers feel like they have to be the ones coming up with every single brilliant new idea. Actually, scratch that. That is not your job. You don't have to generate the ideas. Your role is to provide the crucial framework for them. You create a safe environment, you establish the priorities, you communicate the vision, and you align those opportunities with the business goals. Without you setting these guardrails, innovation is just throwing expensive spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. Section 3. Strategy over trends, avoiding the common leadership mistake. And this brilliantly illustrates the core contrast and honestly the most common leadership mistake out there. It's the tension between blindly chasing what's new and effectively executing what matters. Chasing a trend is basically grabbing a shiny new tech just because your competitors are talking about it. Chasing strategy, on the other hand, means ruthlessly evaluating opportunities based on actual, measurable business impact. Don't confuse mere activity with value creation. Strategy has to guide the ship, every single time. Section 4. 4 questions for success, your practical starting point. Let's move to and see how this builds your daily playbook. Start asking your teams these 4 practical questions right now. 1. What opportunities actually create value? 2. What real challenges need solving? 3. Which ideas strictly align with our strategy? And 4. How exactly will we measure success? Boom. These force clarity and instantly kill those shiny, time-wasting distractions. So the crucial point is this. Innovation isn't about doing more. It's about creating more value. It is such a simple statement, but it completely reframes the entire philosophy of focused execution. We aren't trying to exhaust our teams with a dozen side projects, right? We want to thoughtfully select the 1 or 2 brilliant ideas that actually move the needle for the business. To actually turn chaotic ideation into a highly structured, strategy-driven leadership practice, you need these 5 core building blocks: vision, strategy, leadership, accountability, and above all, focus. Get these in place, and you're no longer just hoping for innovation. You're architecting it. I want to leave you with this thought. Innovation creates opportunity, but leadership turns opportunity into results. You are now armed with the playbook to bring structured innovation to your teams. But here's the question you really need to ask yourself before you log off today. Is your team currently driving your strategy, or are they just distracted by the latest trend? Think about it. We'll see you next time on our next explainer, where we're going to explore how leadership itself has to evolve as the future of work keeps changing. Keep leading.